suit your budget. HSD has been proven in competition by many top-level Australian drifters. 3 levels of performance are offered to suit every application. The HS series is best for the street, with rubber bush top mounts providing quiet operation, 15-step damper adjustment, and a wide range of height adjustment. HR adds larger diameter dampers for more control, and pillow ball top mounts for razor-sharp response, with easy camber adjustment ideally suited for drift and circuit applications. For serious circuit races, the premium HT series offers a full aluminium casing for lightweight with remote reservoirs for separate bump and rebound damper adjustment. HSD coilovers are backed by an unlimited kilometre 12-month warranty and full after-sales support from Automoto. Check out the Automoto website to see what HSD can do for your ride.
Leading up to the final round of the Toyo Drift Australia Championship Series for 2007, the hype and the pressure was set to full bore. So much was riding on this round. Only 61 points separated the top 3 drivers in the championship, with 500 points on offer for the weekend. Would Robbie Bolger prove the might of his V8 machine? Would the Corporal get his fairy tale finish? Or would Adam Truella muscle his way through? Japanese technology versus Aussie muscle. Turbo terror versus V8 brutality. Who would prevail? We're here at Oran Park for the grand final of the 2007 Toyo Drift Australia Championship Series, and you're about to see an epic battle unfold. I hope you're ready for this one. You couldn't have asked for a better storyline leading into the event. Some drivers had everything on the line, while others had nothing to lose. Last year's championship was decided by the final battle of the final round, so it went right to the wire. This year's setting up to be the same sort of thing, as there are 8 drivers who could all potentially take the championship, with only 161 points separating them and 500 points on offer for this weekend. But the more interesting part is the top 3 drivers only have 61 points separating them. Robbie Bolger in first place, Corporal Christian Pickering in second, and Adam Truella in third. So I tell you what, it's gonna go big. Luke Fink in the Holford Motors S14 200SX drove like he had nothing to lose and everything to prove. In the Friday and Saturday practice sessions, he was literally scraping the wall on the entry into the first corner, and he got the battle scars and paint marks to prove it. You've only done 1 practice session and you're already touted as the most dramatic showman here this weekend. So that big green mark that goes for what, 20 metres down the wall? Was that yours yesterday? How'd that happen?
Yeah, just trying to get close to the wall. I see all the Jap footage and scraping the walls. I love it. I love getting close to the walls. That's the best bit.
Many of the drivers were just there to do what they do best. Have fun. All right, we'll continue on with our chronicles of the life of Denzo the Great. Tell us what's been happening since the last round.
I've put on a few kilos and there's a sausage coming my way and I reckon I'm going to eat it. That was a diet one.
Marky Mark's coming in. How you going, Marky Mark?
Very good, very good.
Now, I noticed you're not drifting this year, but you're always walking around in some form of overalls. It was Virgin overalls at the start of the year. Now it's something else. Who are you crewing for?
Danny. Yeah, it takes 2 of us to make one, so...
I'm trying to wonder how you two actually get any work done together.
No, we work well, you know. When he's a bit weak, we stab him with a screwdriver, and when he's good, we give him lollies, you know.
All right, here with Leighton Fine, another one of the drivers who's in the top 8 coming into this round. I have to ask, I've talked to every other drifter here. We're all still trying to figure it out. How do you do what you do in this car with only 200 kilowatts at the wheels?
It helps. I think you learn a lot of driving skill in a car with no power, and it teaches you how to, you know, rather than just power slide, use the weight of the car and all that sort of stuff.
For some drivers, the pressure was on just a little bit more. All right, we're here with the Corporal, Christian Pickering. I can tell by that grin on your face you're feeling mixed emotions. Tell me, is the pressure on?
The pressure's always on. To come in second place to Bolger, the pressure's on from everyone that's a fan of a Jap car.
Exactly. So there's only 61 points between you, Truella and Bolger. Do you think it'll come down to a battle between one of you guys?
Hopefully not. Hopefully Bolger gets knocked out early, because if we're in the final together and I beat him, he still wins the series.
Third place, 60 points to Bolger. I heard you absolutely demolished the clutch in it.
Oh, yeah, she cried.
Man, you better ring Toyota, get some more tyres, man, because you were doing a set of tyres in what, 2 laps, 3 laps?
3 laps max, and
3 laps and they're gone.
I don't know what I'm going to do if I get a rerun.
All right, we're here with Robbie Bolger, a man that looks very relaxed considering you're leading the championship.
Mate, it's anybody's championship. It's like, just because I'm 50 points in front doesn't mean I've got it in the bag yet.
That's right. So you've been watching the other guys out there. Who do you think's the toughest competition's going to be this weekend?
Mate, I didn't practice and qualifying. It doesn't really matter because battles are completely different. The person who qualifies, like, it's easy to get knocked out in the top 32. It's been shown heaps. Like, I got knocked out in the top 16 this year. It's not impossible to get knocked out early.
Now, I heard a little rumour you might be taking one of your cars to the States to compete against some of the Japs and Americans.
Yeah, we're definitely taking a car to America. I've been talking to Reese Millen because I've probably got a deal in America next year to drive one in America full time. I don't know, drifting's awesome. It's come a long, long way. Will it get much bigger? Nobody knows. To get bigger, the sport, more people have to find out about it. It's a close community at the moment of people that's into it. So the drama with the whole thing, unless new people coming at the sport, will die.
Many drivers took advantage of the practice day that Oran Park held on the Friday and started learning the track. Come Saturday, it was game time. The Drift Australia drivers got stuck into it in the practice sessions. Saturday also saw the qualifying and battles for the Super Drift. Anthony Hectic Billick qualified in first place and made it all the way to the finals. Rob Arbolino was knocked out in the top 8, but his 5th place finish for the weekend was more than enough to secure his Super Drift Championship Series win for 2007. Trent White, the owner of Mercury Motorsport, drove his animal 500 rear-wheel horsepower R32 Skyline to 3rd place. Not bad, considering he's only been competitively drifting for less than 12 months. Billick went up against South Australian Joel McKeris, but a split intercooler hose ruined his chances of a happy ending. Joel and Trent still celebrated in style. The team drift practice finished off the day, and once again, Team Pierre looked in top form. Team Pierre drove faultlessly, proving once again why they are simply the best drift team in Australia. Their runs were awesome to watch, and the onboard footage shows just how close they get with almost perfect emulation. Coming into Sunday, the DA teams were primed and ready for action after plenty of drama. The Monkhouse family spent all of Friday night and Saturday putting a new engine in Jack Monkhouse's 180SX, and it paid off as he was back on track in time for practice and qualifying. The Slight Effects crew had to rebuild Adam Truella's clutch in only a couple of hours after 600 rear-wheel horsepower demolished the previous one. Darren Appleton also suffered some problems and ended up behind the wheel of Ben Ellis's 1JZ powered S13 again. So you got hydraulic lifters and you broke a rocker up.
Yeah, I don't think we did it today. I think we did it at Sandown because it just limiter abuse on the tandem donuts, just bah, 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 you know. And I heard that the boys said it was noisy, tappity when I went out before. So yeah, I'm hoping it was from Sandown and not today.
At least it's not a too overly difficult fix.
No, it's not, particularly when you've got someone else to do it. That's right.
See, it's the drifter's way, isn't it?
Well, exactly.
Qualifying kicked off bright and early, and the crowd certainly weren't disappointed, as we saw some of the highest qualifying scores of the year. Fink ended up taking the #1 qualifying spot coming into the battles. The top 32 sorted everyone out, but Matt Mingay in the Commodore pulled out an upset, defeating Adam Truella after 2 reruns, ending his championship hopes. Team Willworks had to go head-to-head in the first round, with Lyndon Reynolds knocking out Tom Monkhouse. Disaster also struck after Christian DeGostin came unstuck and heavily damaged the VIP Pet Foods VE Commodore. Robbie said he would be rebuilding the entire shell over the off-season. The drivers could feel the squeeze even more in the top 16. Luke Fink collected Fernando Whirl hard on the entry into turn 1, sending glass and fiberglass everywhere. The contact knocked out Fink and sent Fergalicious through to the top 8. Bolger knocked out Leighton Fine, and Josh James was on fire in his newly acquired bright red 200SX, knocking out Darren Afro Appleton. The car sports a TD06 and is an ex-D1 street legal car from Japan. Like in Queensland, the Corporal had to go a rerun against Kudar El Huli in the V8 Sylvia, but this time the Corporal came out on top. The top 8 saw a couple of unfamiliar faces, including wildcard Trav Dunstan, who lost to Fernando Whirl, and Josh James, who bowed out to Christian Pickering, who was on a mission towards the finals. Nathan Wiesel defeated Chris Easton to make it to the top 4 for the very first time. For Christian Pickering and Robbie Bolger, the pressure was on as they came into the top 4. How they performed here would determine the championship. Robbie faced Fernando for a rematch of Queensland, and once again, Fernando came out on top, meaning Fergalicious would go to the finals for the second time in a row. This gave the Corporal a shot at the title after he defeated Nathan Wiesel. The battle for third saw Robbie Bolger come out on top, but would it be enough? The Corporal and Fergalicious then headed out for the battle to end all battles. After a tight battle, Fernando took the win, putting the Corporal in second and Bolger in third. If Robbie had come fourth or the Corporal had come first, it would have changed everything. But after the scores were tabulated, Robbie Bolger kept hold of his lead and became the winner of the 2007 Toyo Drift Australia Championship Series. After an epic season, the leaderboard looked like this. Fernando leapfrogged the leaderboard up into third place for the season. Darren Appleton took fourth, and Adam Truella stayed in the top 5. All 3 Team Peer cars managed to finish in the top 8, an awesome effort. Nathan Wiesel's consistency landed him 8th for the season. Now that's a wrap for the 2007 Toyo Drift Australia Series, and what a championship series it was. Rock and roll Robbie Bolger took the win of the championship. Christian Pickering held on to second place, and Fernando Whirl leapfrogged the competition and moved all the way into third place for the championship. Let's just hope 2008 is as big, as wild, as controversial, and as much excitement as what there was this year. To keep informed on the series for 2008, head to driftaustralia.com.au.
The Mazda Series 6 RX-7 is the car that never seems to get old. No matter how many modified ones hit the scene, they always turn heads and they always look hot. A true crowd pleaser.
Hi, I'm Vince. I'm 27 years old. I'm from Sydney, and this is my pleasing RX-7. I've had about 4 rotaries in the past. Started off with an old Datsun 1600. Started from that, and from then I love rotaries. Then I had a Series 5, another Series 6, and this is the best Series 6. All my past rotaries wear the pleasing plates. Well, I always liked RX-7s. I got the right money for the right car and I sold it, and then I sort of regretted selling it, so I've done another one.
Vince's RX-7 doesn't rely on any body kits or add-ons. The car's been completely shaved and lets the House of Colour candy violet paint do the talking. Backed up by the 20-inch cruise wheels with colour-matched centres. It really is that simple to make an RX-7 look good.
I love the way they sit, put big wheels, lower them, they've got a great shape and they're fast. The colour's what I love about the car, and the noise and the performance, it just goes.
A full-blown sex-spec RX-7 needs the quintessential full leather retrim. Vince opted for a spearmint colour to be different from the usual tan, white or bone interiors. There are also autometer gauges, downlights and a chrome gear knob. The doors have custom fiberglass pods holding kicker splits and an array of 7-inch screens which receive signals from the Schneider touchscreen head unit. Pop the hatch and check out the monumental boot install by Northwest Customs. The moulded subbox holds the massive 15-inch Kicker Solo Barrack subwoofers which are powered by a Kicker monoblock amp each. That is some serious head-thumping bass.
The car was built as a nice street car, a fast street car, nice and loud. I always thought about having a drag car, but there's too much money involved, so I thought I'd build a quick street car, single turbo to make the power, and yeah.
It's impossible to own an RX-7 with a stock engine. They simply beg for more power, and a BST, or big single turbo, seems to be the way to go these days. A Rotomaster-built Bridgeport 13B has no problem spinning the Garrett T66 turbo, while the Turbo Smart external gate vents the excess gases that don't pass through the 3-inch exhaust system. 1000cc injectors quench the rotor's insatiable thirst, and an alloy radiator and intercooler keep it cool. A Microtech seems to be the Rotary's choice for ECUs. On pump gas, the car has seen an easy 400 horsepower, while on C16, that figure jumps to over 500 horsepower.
Well, when you drive along the street, you pull up at a set of lights and you get people up going like this, winding their windows up, people giving you the good old thumbs, people telling you to give it a hit, all sorts of things. But yeah, no, it's good. You can take it anywhere and everyone always looks, comes up to you, asks you about the car, so it's good. Well, I don't think there's too much more plans. I think I've done everything. Yeah, I don't think there'll be more plans, just cruise it and that's it.
The phrase all show, no go does not apply here. For a full rundown on Haltech ECUs and their new Platinum series, head to the product review section at Ignition X.
To finish up, we've got something pretty special. While we're over in Japan, we got to see the new Nissan GT-R in the flesh.
Ooh, what was it like?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Seeing the car in the flesh crushed any doubts we may have had about it.
So did you get to drive one?
No. Oh. No, unfortunately, while we were there, it officially went on sale in Japan the day before we left, so couldn't organise a drive-in time, but we did get some exclusive in-car footage of the new GT-R going around Scuba Circuit thanks to our friends at Mines. Check this out. The new Nissan GT-R has been over 5 years in the making. It has been surrounded by hype, controversy and anticipation. With this car, Nissan set out to take the icon to a new level and create Japan's first true supercar, able to rival the best in the game. Have they done it? During our recent trip to Japan, we got to check out the new GT-R. So we decided it would be a good idea to show you what we thought. Well, I can't help but feel a little bit special as I'm one of the first Australians to see the new Nissan GT-R in the flesh. It goes on sale here in Japan only 5 days from now, and it's right inside the front gate to the Nismo Festival, as this is the main attraction. What we're about to go and find is the new GT500 race car that Nismo have just put together in time. Let's go check that out. The Nismo Festival was our first chance to check out Nissan's new supercar along with a legion of fans. Seeing it in the flesh certainly put any controversy to rest. What an awesome looking car. To keep the spectators happy, the GT-R was put through its paces around Fuji Speedway for a performance demonstration. Every model of GT-R has gone on to success in the racing world. The R32 GT-R in the Group A days, and the R33 and R34 GT-R in the GT500 class of Japanese touring cars. Well, the Nismo Festival was the perfect place to reveal to the public the prototype of the 2008 Nismo GT500 GT-R. We were lucky enough to get prime position for this monumental occasion. The car then put on some demonstration laps before being put on display with the other race cars. Now, we've already been to the Nismo Festival, but as we're passing through Ginza, we couldn't help but stop at the Nissan Gallery. Now, I've heard it's pretty trick inside. Let's take a look. Now, I have to admit, being a fan of the 32 through to 34 GT-R, I'm pretty used to the two-door tough coupe styling of the old model GT-Rs, and I was a little bit nervous when I saw some of the artist and prototype concepts of the new GT-R, but after seeing it in the flesh and watching it go around Fuji Raceway, I have to say it is one very hot and tough-looking car. Now, with these wide body guards, a very aggressive front end, you can see the two intercoolers in there. It's got 20-inch wide race rims with semi-slips around it. Inside, 380mm rotors with 8-piston brakes, 4-piston brakes at the rear, low-slung roof. This thing is pure tough. The new GT-R is a masterpiece in engineering. Its incredibly sculpted exterior not only looks great, it's also incredibly aerodynamic, with a drag coefficient of 0.27. The stovetop lights help retain the GT-R legacy. Now, with the new GT-R, Nissan wanted to build a car that could rival the Porsche Turbo at less than half the price. Now, they've already done that with the styling on the outside as well as the performance and the mechanicals, but with the interior, they had to make sure it was up to scratch. They've definitely lifted their game with the new GT-R. The interior is so much better than the older model cars. You can see by the suede and leather seats, the much higher quality trim inside, all the way the gauges are presented and the way they're laid out gives a much more modern and much more luxurious feel than the old GT-Rs. One little problem though is, just like any exotic car, the back seats might as well be non-existent. They do have a nice Boss stereo system back there though, but as you can see looking down here, it looks like an automatic transmission, but we know the truth, it's actually an electronically controlled manual, and you've got the paddle shift right here on the steering wheel. Now, there's no need for gauges with the new GT-R, as they kept the multifunction display from the R34 GT-R model. Let's take a little bit of a scroll through. First screen comes up, boost pressure all the way to 1.5 bar, brake is a percentage, engine oil pressure as well as engine oil temperature, acceleration and braking in G-force, cornering in G-force, brake percentage, engine oil pressure and temperature again, speed in kilometers per hour, we've already got that, transmission oil temperature, fuel range, acceleration is a percentage, water temperature, front torque. What else have we got? Now you've got a different acceleration graphs that you can have as well. It's got full data logging capability too. This thing can show you almost everything you need to know. It even has a steering percentage to let you know how far away you are from full lock. So you can pretty much watch almost anything on this car to do with the engine as well as its performance, and you can log it as well. Now, under here is what a lot of us have been wanting to see. So let's open up the hood, check it out. Under the hood lies a 3.8-litre twin-turbocharged V6 making 353 kilowatts and 588 newton-meters of torque. But like the GT-Rs before it, many people say the figure is an understatement. The engine is state-of-the-art with plasma-coated cylinders inside an alloy block and variable inlet cam timing. Twin IHI turbochargers run independently with twin intercoolers, blow-off valves and plenums. The drivetrain was totally redeveloped, but is still electronically controlled all-wheel drive called a Tessa ETS. The new GT-R utilises a transaxle setup with the dual clutch, 6-speed gearbox, transfer case and 1.5 mechanical LSD all built into one unit. This helps give almost perfect 52-48 weight distribution. It can be driven in full auto mode or switched to manual control, giving lightning rapid 0.2-second gear changes through the paddle shifts. It also has traction control and vehicle stability control, which can be turned off. Independent testing has seen 0 to 100 come up in as little as 3.5 seconds and the quarter mile in 11.6 seconds, and a top speed of over 300 kilometres per hour. Nissan exceeded their own goals with an astonishing 7-minute 38 lap time around the legendary Nürburgring, faster than a Porsche Turbo. We wanted to witness this performance firsthand, outside of Nissan control, and at the recent Rev Speed Magazine Super Battle at Scuba Circuit, we struck pay dirt. Mines didn't waste any time doing some testing on the new GT-R. It may have been stick it up like a Mines-tuned car, but as the GT-R was only officially on sale that day, the car was still totally standard. We were lucky to get this exclusive footage and see what the new GT-R can really do. After some warm-up laps, the new GT-R was consistently lapping Scuba Circuit in the 103 bracket, blindingly quick for a factory car. Check out what a full lap of Scuba is like in the new Nissan GT-R.